The next morning arrived, and those present at Pancakes by the Bay were wondering where Mike and Lelena were. The person there who knew where Mike and Lelena were was Penelope the waitress, who was among the people who psychically transported them to the realm where Beetlejuice 2 takes place. A couple named Herbert and Blanche come into the restaurant and sit down at a table. Where's Mike and Leilana? They are always here on Tuesday mornings. Herbert? Yes, what is it, Blanche? I have a theory, Herbert. A theory? About what, Blanche? A theory about the murder. Is Penelope around? No, she won't hear us, Blanche. My theory is that Penelope committed the murder. Come on, Penelope the waitress. She's trying to solve the murders. I happen to know that she has psychic powers. I believe that perhaps she teleported Mike and Lelena, to the realm where Beetlejuice 2 takes place. That's ridiculous. Why would she do that, Blanche? Because they suspect that she is the murderer. That seems unlikely to me. Meanwhile, Mike and Lelena were wandering around the realm where Beetlejuice 2 takes place. How did we end up here, Lelena? In the realm where Beetlejuice 2 takes place? I don't know, but we need to find a way back. This is astonishing. I just saw something astounding happen. What? For a moment, some kind of image presented itself to me through what appeared to be a transom, connecting the realms where Beetlejuice 2 takes and Reality Bites 2 take place. That is astounding. What's even more astounding is that I think I saw it for a moment, Penelope the waitress peering into our realm. How and why would she be looking to our realm? I have a theory on that. Maybe it's because we suspect that she committed the murder. I remain skeptical. Penelope is trying to solve the murder. All of a sudden, Mike and Lelena saw another image flash before their eyes. It was a hideous beast, covered in hair with sinister eyes. They thought I heard it say, "We're coming to get you." All of a sudden, Mike and Lelena were instantly teleported from the realm where Beetlejuice 2 takes place to the realm where Reality Bites 2 takes place, and found themselves in Mike's condominium, sitting on a couch, looking out of the Golden Gate Bridge, standing proudly above the moonlit waters of the bay. How did we get back here? We'll find out. Would you like to practice some more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. Michael and Lana practice more dialogue. Here's the next word. Michael and Lana got up the next morning, went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast. Penelope takes her order. What'll it be for you this morning? Hi, Penelope. You're looking somewhat mirthful this morning. I'm quite happy this morning. Can you guess why? Let me see. You're not giving me any indication of why you would be so extremely happy this morning. As a matter of fact, I've never seen anybody look as happy as you look this morning. What could possibly account for such profound happiness? I'm unclear about this myself, Penelope. You look so fucking happy. I mean, so fucking happy. I've never in my life seen another human being look so happy. I've seen many occasions in my life, such as weddings and garage sales, where people looked like they were extremely happy, but not as happy as you look. When I look into your eyes, I could see some kind of light of meaning and significance. As if all the deep existential questions that you have been pondering for a lifetime have been answered by some higher power who has brought you into fields of uncompromising beauty, adorned with colors you have never seen, emotions you have never felt, tastes you have never tasted, and exquisite noises you have never heard, where you have found a heightened plateau of love to live upon. Wait a minute. Did you just say that people at garage sales look happy? Yes. I think that people at garage sales, both customers and proprietors, look extremely happy. Why would you be so happy at a garage sale? There's something about a garage sale that inspires happiness in people. It's a chance to engage in a conversation with a new person and maybe find some great bargain on an item that you cherish. There's some amazing finds at garage sales. More often than not, it's just a bunch of garbage that people are trying to get rid of to make room for other possessions in their home. Sometimes, however, there are great finds. The thrill of the pursuit of unexpected garbage sales stuff brings out sensations of extreme happiness in people. Yeah, that makes sense. And I bet that when the person sells stuff to the other person, they feel a reciprocal mirth from the transaction. Penelope, it is my belief that they do feel a reciprocal mirth from the transaction. Yeah. Now, getting back to my question, why are you so happy? I've been hired by Hollywood as a screenwriter. Really? That's great. Yeah, they love the documentary they have filmed about solving the murder mystery that took place here outside of Pancakes by the Bay. That's awesome, Penelope. What's it going to be for you this morning? Uh, Give me the Bayside pancakes and a cup of Mountain Morning coffee. And for you, Lilena, Give me the Bayshire crepes and a cup of mountain morning coffee. Coming right up. Look out the window, Lelena. They both look out the window and see the same van that they saw the dead body thrown into. They were dressed in black. They stared at them ominously and drove off. Do you want to go back to my condominium? Sure. They finished breakfast and went back to Mike's condominium. They sat on the couch in his living room to talk. You saw the van too? How could I miss it? It was there for what seemed like a split second, then drove off. Nobody else seemed to see it. It did look like the same van that the dead body was thrown into. Yeah, I don't think it was an illusion. How could we both see the same illusion? Now I don't think we have much reason to believe that Penelope is the murderer. All of a sudden, Mike and Elena can see Penelope through a transom in another realm in Mike's condominium. A kind of door of perception has been opened. I heard what you said about me. I'm not the murderer. Mine is a white magic, not a black magic. I practice the art of Wicca. For the good of humanity, the transom then closed. Wow, that's something. Let's practice more dialogue. Sure, Michael and Ilana practice more dialogue. Michael and Elena got up the next morning and went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. Penelope took the order. Good morning, Mike and Leilana. Good morning, Penelope. It is a beautiful morning, isn't it? Yes, it is. What a great time of year to be in San Francisco. Early June. It feels so good to be alive. We're hungry, Penelope. Yes, Lelena. What's it going to be for you this morning? I'll have the Bayshire griddle cakes and a cup of morning coffee. Sure. What's it going to be for you, Mike? Give me the Paradise pancakes and a cup of morning coffee. I'll have that for you people. Mike and Elena are sitting at their favorite booth by the front window having a deep conversation when all of a sudden they heard the sound of the Squeeze song Tempted from a car in the street, and then the sound of the car crash. Let me try to imitate the sound of a car crash. I don't know. Anyways, that was a terrible sound of the car crash, but I tried. Okay, anyways. From a car in the street. Okay. They look out the window and see a very puzzling sight. It appears to be the crash that took place in the original Reality Bites at the beginning of the movie, where Elena threw a lit cigarette into Michael's car and then crashed into it. It appears to be exactly that scene unfolding, but somehow spliced. I love that word, spliced. Into Reality Bites 2. In the street in front of the Pancakes by the Bay in San Francisco. The same chain of events takes place in the new context. Michael, Lelena, and Vicky get out of their cars and go to Pancakes by the Bay to sort through the situation. Upon entering, Lelena looks right at her character, Lelena from Reality Bites, with a bewildered look on her face. Lelena from Reality Bites looks back at her. Lelena, Vicky, and Michael grab a table. I'm so sorry for these unfortunate circumstances. What's your name? It's Michael Gratz. I'm so sorry. That's a nice fucking car. It's too bad it's just a lump of mangled steel now after I got to it. What a beautiful car that was before I destroyed it. How can I make it up to you? Let me see. I don't know. You're such a nice person and you're so darn cute. Why don't you just buy me some pancakes and coffee and maybe get me a bus pass that covers the Houston area? Thanks for being so forgiving, Michael. That's a display of unbelievable character. I turned your beautiful car into a lump of mangled steel, forcing you to take a miserable 2-hour bus ride to work every day with God only knows what kind of schizophrenic people you might be on the bus with. And you accept my apology to be served up with pancakes? Don't be completely mistaken. I'm fucking fuming inside. But pancakes and your beautiful face somehow improves my mood. Can I also get a date out of this? No. No! You destroyed my fucking car and you're gonna give me a fucking bus pass and I can't even get a fucking lousy fucking date out of it? No thanks. All of a sudden, Penelope comes up to the table. Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. I just wanted to let you know you were not in Houston, Texas. You were in San Francisco, California. What? All of a sudden, Lelena, for Reality Bites 2, approaches them. It's true. I saw the accident happen. That's the scene from Reality Bites that was somehow spliced into Reality Bites 2, set here in San Francisco. Are you serious? That's far out. We need to figure out how to get back into Reality Bites. In the meantime, would you and Michael like to come with Mike and I to Mike's condominium to watch a performance of William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. They went back to Mike's condominium to watch Mike and Lelena perform some dialogue. They're sitting on a couch in Mike's condominium talking. So, we have to figure out how to get you back into Reality Bites. Yeah? We need to get them back there. So, a scene from Reality Bites has been spliced and placed into Reality Bites 2. I guess we need to figure out how to get it spliced from Reality Bites 2 back into Reality Bites. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. Well, Lelena from Reality Bites 2. While you're here, Lelena, would you like to know what some of the projects that you're going to be involved in are in the future? Sure. In Texas, you're going to be hired as a documentarian to film a documentary about the American buffalo. The American buffalo? What about the American buffalo? The spiritual connection that the American buffalo has to the people of Texas. The American buffalo is a symbol of American ingenuity, freedom, free-spiritedness, independence, determination, liberation, pleasures of the soul, and abundance. In your documentary about the American buffalo, you study the history of the American buffalo and its relationship to the indigenous people and gain insight into its soul life. That's awesome. What else? You'll be hired as a writer for Coffee Lovers Monthly in San Francisco. That's great. I love coffee. I can write about how it excites my mind, body, and soul in a way that transcends my soul to a place of eternal pleasure. Yeah. You want to practice more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. Then practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Mike, Lelena, and Lelena from Reality Bites 2 got up the next morning, went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They got a table by the window. This is a nice restaurant, Pancakes by the Bay. I like the name. You're going to love the food. Here comes Penelope. Da-da-da-da, the waitress. Hi. It's nice to see you people this morning. How can I help you? I've obviously never eaten here before. What would you recommend? Yeah, the pancakes are delicious. But you can only taste the transcendent deliciousness of the pancakes if you are in love. Love is the key ingredient that flavors the pancakes. The mere culinary pleasure that you derive from eating the pancakes is heightened by the feeling of walking along a path in life illuminated by profound love. I'm not in love. Okay. Does that mean that they're going to taste like ordinary pancakes to me? I'm in love with you, Winona, Lelena. Look into my eyes, feel my soul. Feel the union of my soul with yours. We can transcend. We can walk along that path of immortal love into the gates of dawn in fields of never seen beauty and abundance. Okay, I'm looking in your eyes. Now taste the pancakes. Lelena takes a bite of the pancakes. They do taste better that way. They finish breakfast, and walk out of the restaurant in what they thought was going to be a San Francisco morning. It turned out to be a Houston morning. Wow. This is the apartment complex where the characters from Reality Bites lived. Have we been spliced from Reality Bites 2 into Reality Bites? It sure looks like it to me. Yeah. This is the building for Reality Bites. We have to go inside and see the place. Sure. They went inside the apartment building to discuss the situation. When they got into the building, they found a strange-looking man in the vestibule. His name is Hugh Henderson. Excuse me, people. Are you here to see Troy Dyer? Yeah. How did you know? You have the look about you. You have the mischievous look about you that is a defining characteristic of Troy's friends. We're not mischievous. Oh, I know you're up to something. We are most certainly not up to something. We are just here to visit our friend Troy. Then you can't. You can't visit Troy unless you are up to something. We can't visit Troy unless we're up to something. We're not up to something. If we were up to something, we would tell you. Why would you tell me if you're up to something? That would give it away. If you were up to something, I'm sure you wouldn't tell me because I could snitch on you. Maybe we would tell you if we were up to something. If you would, if you wanted us to join you as an accomplice. But I assure you, we are not up to something. That being said, why are we not permitted to enter the building and visit Troy unless we're up to something? Because he's up to something. Unless you are in on the something that he's up to, you are not in cahoots with him and shall not be permitted to enter the building. Okay, we were just kidding. We are up to something. What are you up to? We're not supposed to tell you. It's between us and Troy. That's the right answer. Do you know what we're up to? No, I just know that you're up to something. That part of that's part of the screening process the person has to go through to be admitted to the building. Okay. Now you have to prove to me that you're up to something and that you are in cahoots with Troy. I can tell that you are. I could tell that you are up to something by the look in your eyes. Now for the other part of the screening process. Do you remember when Troy said that there was an IQ prerequisite to talk to him? Yeah, there really is. You have to score in the genius range of IQs in order to talk to him. You have to have a genius level IQ just to talk to this asshole? You won't even talk to people with average IQs? No, he won't. Why won't he? Because those are his rules. Those are his rules? Who has rules? He does. He has rules. And those are his rules. Lily and I are both smart, but I don't see why we should have to prove it. Those are his rules. You have to prove it. How do we prove it? I have an appointment set up for you and Lelena to be tested at a testing center in Austin, Texas. How's Saturday morning? Oh, great. We get to spend Saturday morning taking an IQ test instead of partying? Okay, I think it's ridiculous, but we'll go. Bring me back proof of your genius level IQs and you shall be admitted to the building. Okay. Lelena, would you like to practice some more William Shakespeare dialogue tonight? Sure. Mike and Lelena found a park in Houston, Texas on that beautiful night where they could practice more dialogue. Mike and Lelena thoroughly enjoy their performance of William Shakespeare dialogue. Mike looks into Lena's eyes and then up at the full moon on a June evening, whose warm breeze blanketed their bodies and enlivened their souls. The evenings are nice here in Houston. Aren't they? They are. But I miss so much about San Francisco. I miss the Golden Gate Bridge and Pancakes by the Bay. Quite frankly, so do I. I miss the delicious pancakes by the Bay along with the coffee. I miss the murder mystery we're trying to solve there. So do I. What do you really think? Do you think Penelope did it? Lelena? Believe it or not, I think it's possible. I find it to be quite exhilarating trying to solve it. When I really think about it, I also think it's possible, but then I think, is that polite and charming waitress capable of murder? I agree, she doesn't seem to be. I really want to get spliced back into Reality Bites too, based in San Francisco, so we could try to solve the murder case and enjoy pancakes by the bay. So do I. I just thought of something. Do you think it's possible that Penelope spliced us from Reality Bites 2 in San Francisco to Reality Bites in Houston because she knows we suspect that she is the murderer? Could she really do that? I hope not. I really want to get back in Reality Bites 2 in San Francisco. So do I. Houston is a nice place, but I've got to get back to San Francisco. There's no place like San Francisco. Look! Did you see that? See what? Look over there. By the tree over there? I think I saw something. For a fleeting moment, I thought I saw a glimpse of Pancakes by the Bay through a transom. I thought I saw Ethan Hawke on stage performing a theatrical version of Reality Bites there with some actress. I wonder if there's some new splicing taking place. Maybe, do you want to practice some more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. They practice some more William Shakespeare dialogue. Here's an exit room. Michael and Lena got up the next morning and decided to go to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast. Or decided to go for breakfast. Do you want to go out for breakfast? Sure. We'll have to find a good place. Oh, if we look around Houston, I'm sure it'll be there. There must be something similar to Pancakes by the Bay. Let's go. Michael and Lena walked around Houston, and to their bewilderment, saw what appeared to be Pancakes by the Bay. Is that Pancakes by the Bay? It sure looks like it. What is it doing here in Houston, Texas? Let's go in and find out. Michael and Elena walked into the restaurant to find that it certainly did appear to be Pancakes by the Bay. They also saw Ethan Hawke on stage performing a scene from Reality Bites with some actress. It's a scene where Troy and Elena are walking around Houston smoking and drinking coffee. Here's an excerpt from it. So it's a scene of Reality Bites where Lelena and Troy are walking around. Troy's talking about all the jobs that he lost, and and Lelena says that there was some joke about Whole Foods in it. Anyways, and then and the rest of the scene goes like this. Okay, let's see. You see, Lelena, all we need is good conversation, coffee, and cigarettes. You got it. All of a sudden, Mike interrupts him. Have you ever had the coffee here at Pancakes by the Bay? Excuse me. You're interrupting our play. Oh, I'm so sorry, thespians. Keep acting. Well, now that you've interrupted us, I'd like to know what was so important. I'd really like to try the coffee here. I'd really like you to try the coffee here. The coffee? I would assume is your typical flavorless diner coffee. This coffee? Oh no. This coffee is exceptional. Exceptional? Let me try it. Penelope, would you bring us some coffee? Would you bring Troy some coffee? Coming right up. Penelope comes out with a cup of coffee for Troy. Here you go. Troy takes a sip of the coffee. You know what? This is good. This is no ordinary coffee. I feel as though I'm on some elevated plane of existence whereby I reach a plateau of love so profound it guides me through the gates of dawn into a field of ever expanding beauty and immerses me into a state of pleasure so acute it can only be felt on a spiritual plane of existence. Troy looks at Sheila, the girl who portrays Lelena in the play, and tells her he loves her. Sheila? What is it, Troy? I love you. What? Are you kidding me? I'm not in love with you. You're not? No. What gave you that idea? We're not in love. Oh, yes, we are. We are? That's news to me. Sheila, we're in love. What the fuck are you saying to me? Where the fuck did you come up with such a bizarre notion? We're not in love. Try some of the coffee, Sheila, and then tell me that we are not in love. Sheila takes a sip of the coffee, gets a cup of from Sheila gets a cup of coffee from Penelope. She takes a sip of it. You're right. We are in love. I noticed that when you look outside, you see San Francisco. That's right. From inside here, we are in Reality Bites. From inside here, we are in Reality Bites in Houston, Texas. I wonder how that is. We've been trying to figure that out. Some unknown force seems to be splicing the two movies together in unusual ways. Look out the window. It's that same woman in the Corvette. She gave a package to another woman who is now driving off with it. Yeah, that's been going on for a while. I'd really like to go to my condominium to practice more dialogue with Elena. How could I get there? Let me let you in on something. If you drive with a Corvette woman at an accelerated speed, you are spliced back into Reality Bites too. Wait till she comes back and you could try to go for a ride with her. Does she take anybody? I think she'll take you people. That's excellent. Yeah, they had a wonderful afternoon.